Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This answer writing initiative is running in parallel with our website. It's almost 1 year that we've completed of daily answer writing guidance to you. Seize the Mains runs from Monday to Saturday at 9 p.m. on our YouTube channel entirely free of cost. On our website, the entire content of Seize the Mains, that is all the questions and answers that we discuss on a daily basis here, they get uploaded on the website. So if you have missed out on the content or on the presentations that were uploaded earlier, do visit our website rajayesacademy.com. Click on the mains answer writing section and you will see this landing page. It will take you to this landing page. And under every question, we have a comment section ascribed. This comment section is for you to share your answers with us. Write your answers and put them on the website. Just upload the pictures of your answers on the website. And our team will evaluate your answers entirely free of cost, respond back with their feedback, and entirely free of cost initiative. And this can immensely help you with your civil services journey. Because again, all these questions that we take, these are strictly from current affairs, so they help you grow on a daily basis. The topic for today is India-France strategic partnership. We have completed India and France have completed 25 years of strategic partnership. Let's see what is the question that we have for today. The Indo-France ties rest on a foundation of common values and goals. Elaborate the statement in view of 25 years of strategic partnership of India and France. Answer in 250 words and submit your answers at rajayesacademy.com. If you do not find yourself confident enough to write your own answer, we are about to discuss the model answer for this question. We'll take it stepwise. We'll look at what the directives are. Also, there was a article in the Hindu newspaper yesterday, that editorial that has been linked on the website. So the content for this answer has been taken from there, most of it, and we've taken some content from the Observer Research Foundation's website as well, which covered Indo-France relations in detail. So definitely check both out the links. They are available on our website. Let's look at this question once again. Let's try to understand what is it trying to present. So the Indo-France ties rest on a foundation of common values and goals. That is the statement. This is not a question. This is just a background statement. Elaborate the statement in view of 25 years of strategic partnership of India and France. So 25 years of strategic partnership of India and France, that is the subject here. That is, the area of focus here. And what you have to talk about is that these relations between both the countries, they rest on a foundation of common values and common goals. And you have to talk about that how does this relationship signify or reflect common values and common goals. And you have to take the approach which has been highlighted by strategic partnership of both the countries. Basically, long things, right, telling you in short form, you have to talk about India and France relations, and in every fact that you mention there, all the types of relations you mentioned there, you have to broadly highlight that how India and France have been collaborating, and how on the foundation of common values and common goals, and how their interests basically converge in the 21st century in the changing geopolitical order. So keep on justifying that from time to time, and use your basic static knowledge with some updated data and statistics with regards to India and France relations. It is a very simple question. Once you cover bilateral relations of all the countries with India, important countries with India, questions from international relations or based on bilateral relations, these would be a cakewalk for you. Just a little update would be required. So moving on, let's write about our introduction. Let's talk about Indo-France relations in general. What are these relations about? How are these relations? How have they stood the test of time? Let's write about that. So the relationship between India and France has been positive since India's independence. This is something that you must talk about in the introductory statement itself or in the initial paragraphs itself. In 1998, see, this is a crucial time here. In 1998, India tested its nuclear bombs. The two countries entered into strategic partnership. After 1998, France was the only country that did not put any sanctions on India, and after which it entered into strategic partnership with India, which is emblematic of their convergence of views on a range of international issues apart from a close and growing bilateral relationship. So this is very important here. Talk about that when did the strategic partnership begin, and the strategic partnership between India and France, it is anchored that the foundation lies on the solid bedrock of deep and consistent mutual trust. Since the question talks about values and common values and goals. So some values have to be written. What are the shared values? Mutual trust, abiding faith in strategic autonomy, unwavering commitment to international law, and belief in a multipolar world shaped by a reformed and effective multilateralism. So these are some of the values which you have talked about in your introductory statement itself. This is the third line of our introduction, and we have talked about how the relations have been broadly, we have summed up in one line. In the second line, we have talked about how they've stood the test of time, because 1998 was the time when we needed all the countries to support our interests, support our security actions taken out of security interest. So both are committed to the shared values of democracy, fundamental freedoms, rule of law, and respect for human rights. So earlier these were so these two lines basically sum up your shared values and goals which India and France work upon, or shared values. The following are the areas of cooperation between both the nations. Now the simple part would begin. Also, whenever you're writing your answers, make sure that your strategic subpoints or subpoints with regards to economy, they are taken first, and the soft ones, any potential relationship that can be seen in future, or any areas which have potential to be worked upon in future, softer points should be taken later on in your body paragraph. In the first page of your answer, or in the first few lines of your answer, you should definitely highlight and showcase the important points. That's why your introduction is very important, and the first 3-4 points of body paragraph, they are very important. So the first one that we are taking here with regards to Indo-France relations, that is the strategic relations. So France was amongst the now we'll talk about the 1998 nuclear test. That France was amongst the first countries with which India signed a civil nuclear deal. It has been supplying us nuclear fuel on a continuous basis, even when USA refused to do so back in 1984 and other countries refused to do so. Paris also played a critical role in limiting India's isolation in non-proliferation order after the 1998 nuclear test. So it was France was the only country that supported us. France was the only country that understood that India has hostile neighbors which might develop nuclear weapons, and hence nuclear weapons is something that India needs. Then France supports India's bid for permanent membership in UN Security Council, and France support was, and not just UN Security Council, but the Nuclear Non-Suppliers Group, NSG also. And France support, it was vital in ensuring India's entry into MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, Wassenaar Arrangement, and Australia Group. So your multilateral export control regimes, India is member of 3 out of 4 of them, and that is because it was supported by France. Similarly, India has continuously come out to defend and support France on issues ranging from its counter-terror policies to its international geopolitical role. So not just France, India also supports France in return. Now economic data is something that will be updated after every budget, or whenever some authentic data comes out. So economic data has to be updated on a regular basis, and make sure that before you sit for mains, your data points are up to the latest data that is available. Otherwise, an year-old data or older than that data won't do in your exams, because a lot of people would be taking the same exam and they might have more contemporary data as compared to you. So France has emerged as a key trading partner of India with annual trade of 12.42 billion in 2021 to 22. It is the 11th largest foreign investor in India with a cumulative investment of 10.3 billion from April 2000 to June 2022, which represents 1.70% of FDI, foreign direct investment inflows into India. And both the nations, this is something related to blue economy project. They are also actively engaging to proceed on the blue economy project. Either write it in your economy part, or we'll be having a separate sub point for the Indo-Pacific, relations in the Indo-Pacific, or their role in Indo-Pacific included there. Otherwise, economic sub point, that is very well for blue economy project. Then coming to the defense, this is the latest data that we have, that it has emerged as a key defense partner for India, becoming the second largest defense supplier in 2017 to 21. So earlier, obviously at number 1 it's Russia, at number 2 it's France, and USA has been competing with France closely, as we recently saw in December in the case of Rafale deal for Navy. So USA's fighter jets were competing with Rafales to be inducted in Navy, to be bought by Navy, but again Rafale has been finalized. So what else are the other things? What are the other things that we are buying from France, or we are taking the transfer of technology from France when it comes to defense? So key example of this is the inducting of French Scorpion conventional submarines. These are your diesel electric submarines with air independent propulsion technology, being built in India under technology transfer agreement of 2005, and the Indian Air Force having received 36 Rafale fighter jets. And now for the Navy also, update that when final consignment reaches the Indian Navy. These relations are further fortified with the robust network of military dialogues and regularly held joint exercises. Varuna exercise, that is your joint exercise for Navy, Garuda is for Air Force, and Shakti is for Army, between both the nations, India and France. Then you have geopolitics in the Indo-Pacific. Now France has a lot of overseas territories when it comes to Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and China is trying to flex its muscles in both the oceans or in the Indo-Pacific region. So while other countries, they want to come to the Indo-Pacific and have their say in the Indo-Pacific just for strategic interest, for France it is the question of its autonomy. It's a political question. It's about its overseas territories. So Indo-Pacific, geopolitics in the Indo-Pacific would be stronger if we pursue it with France, because France is based in the Indo-Pacific as compared to other nations. So geopolitics in Indo-Pacific, here France's interests are notably political security in nature, as China's expansive activities in the Indian and Pacific Oceans continue to provoke France's strategic interest. Secondly, in 2018, now there are a lot of initiatives. There was this India-France UAE deal as well, and in 2018 the leadership of both countries welcomed the joint strategic vision of India-France cooperation in Indian Ocean region. So this is something that needs to be present in your answer, and it needs to be underlined that there is a joint strategic vision of India-France cooperation in the Indian Ocean region, which presented a blueprint for strengthening of ties. Also the third one, the two partners have formed a trilateral grouping with the UAE, United Arab Emirates, to ensure maritime domain awareness and security from the east coast of Africa to the far Pacific. And this is very important from your prelims point of view as well. So definitely educate yourself with regards to this point. Then you have the space and nuclear program. Obviously France has been supplying us nuclear fuel. It supported us. So France helped in setting up of Sriharikota launch site and shared the Century and Viking rocket technologies in the 1970s. There is this joint satellite mission Trishna, which is meant for ecosystem monitoring and water use monitoring, and it is the third joint mission of ISRO and CNES. When it comes to a nuclear program, you can also talk about how France supplied us nuclear fuel in 1984 for our for the nuclear reactors present at that time. That information has been skipped here for some reason. We'll update it on the website. So USA refused to supply us nuclear fuel in 1984, and then France came to our rescue. Also there are European pressurized reactors, or Europe-based pressurized reactors. So 6 reactors have been approved, or 6 reactors are being built in India in collaboration with France. So that will also be uploaded there. So space and nuclear program is about this. Then you have climate change. When it comes to climate change, there is the International Solar Alliance. That goes without saying. India and France, they came together and they launched this International Solar Alliance with its headquarters in Gurugram. An area of importance for both is climate change, where India has supported France in Paris Agreement, expressing its strong commitment towards mitigating climate change impact. And then you talk about the International Solar Alliance launched in 2015, which was in collaboration, or with the collaboration of both the leaders of both the countries. Talking about conclusion, now see, your conclusion has to justify your body paragraph, and it also has to justify that whatever you've written in the answer is in context of the question itself. So if you feel that you missed out on something, inculcate that in your conclusion. Have some creativity when it comes to forming conclusions, and do not feel scared. We see so many people, they feel scared of the question as if it is the final mains examination they are taking. This answer writing practice is for your benefit, it's for your improvement, and it should not scare you off. In fact, you should be able to enrich your notes and enrich your answers on a daily basis. You should be so organized in your approach that you should take it with confidence. So also we are supplying you like really good quality answers on a daily basis. So even if you do not feel confident, just read out those answers, read out the introduction and conclusion that we are writing, and that is the content that you can directly use in your exam as well. So you do not have to feel scared with it, just use it to your advantage. Then conclusion. Look at the first line, that the India-France strategic partnership presents itself as a pragmatic framework of convergence between the major powers of the East and West. So this is something which appears to be a very intelligent and a very thought upon statement. So have such statements written on a piece of paper. Whenever you like a statement or whenever you like a viewpoint, have a separate sheet for your viewpoints and such statements as well. Give a heading and just write one statement. That won't take a lot of time, especially when you're reading newspapers. The other data sheet should be maintained is for data and statistics. So step by step things can be built up. Then India's partnership with France is built on common values and goals. This is again, we are reiterating here, that's the question statement. Both have underlined the importance of maintaining strategic economy with the autonomy, with a shared understanding of global risks in many domains. They are now forging ahead with cooperation in new issues, that is digitization, cyber, green energy, blue economy, ocean sciences, space, etc. Add to it whatever is the recent controversy or the conversations going on in relations between both the nations. Just add a comma and add that part also, so that your answer, it appears updated. Then India and France understand each other's interests and dependencies, be it in relation to China or Russia. Russia has been flexing muscles, China has been flexing muscles. So yes, this cooperation between India and France can prove to be very fruitful, and they can, aid each other, they can be each other's support when it comes to dealing with, these actions of Russia and China. In the marking of a long strategic partnership, a common interest in enhancing the strategic autonomy and improving resilience, there is much ground ahead for further collaboration. That is, where you leave your answers when it comes to bilateral relations. You leave them on an open end. That yes, there is a lot of potential in the future, or there is a much ground ahead for further collaboration. So that is where you end your answers when it comes to relations between countries, or when you talk about organizations also, or regional groupings and their potential for the future. So definitely check this answer on the website. We'll update the details which have been missed out here. Stay tuned to the channel. I'll see you with another discussion on Monday at 9 p.m. with another topic from current affairs, which we'll discuss a model answer on. Keep working hard. All the best. Use the weekend to complete your targets, and stay tuned.